Welcome to Bon Jovi Discussions. I have my buddy Matt. How's it going, buddy?
Hey man, how you doing today?
Good. You want to tell everyone that you skipped work today just to do this podcast?
I did lay out of work today just to be on the podcast. I sent you the my top podcast on Spotify, and you were one of the top four, so you're
Yes.
doing something right,
Yes, that's next year. It better be number one, though. If it's anything under that, we
right?
would never talk ever again. Anyway, buddy, today we are, or at least I know that I am, we're going to fanboy a little bit, be nerds, and talk about the brand new first ever official Bon Jovi anthology. Is that what you call it? Anthology?
Anthology. Yep.
Yeah, first ever anthology, and it's called Bon Jovi Forever. And just to kind of give a quick overview for everyone that's listening, because this really has not been promoted by the band. I think maybe they posted some about free sign up, to sign up back in September.
I'm assuming they posted the sign up.
Yeah,
Otherwise, I wouldn't have known anything about it. But
yeah,
or maybe I knew it through you. Who knows? But
yeah. But so back in September, it was announced by Genesis Publications that Bon Jovi was going to be putting out their first ever anthology, Bon Jovi Forever, and it was very minor details. We didn't really know anything about it, and that it was going to be a book. And Genesis has done books on Def Leppard, which is really cool, and some other artists. Um, so back in September, you could sign up for an email when it was time for them to announce it, when you could actually pre-order. Well, 3 months later, we finally get the announcement yesterday. And where's like my cat is playing beside me, distracted me. But so we got the email yesterday, and it was an exclusive link, and they told us not to share it. But anyone that signed up for it is going to get the link. And so if you got that email, you'd click on the link, and it would take you to the exclusive private web page where you'd have to have a password. Um, and then you got to see more details. They show previews of the book. And so essentially what this book is, before we get into more details about it, is it's hundreds of photos and memorabilia from the band's personal archives. It's celebrating 40 years essentially. And it has lyrics in it, replica tour passes, posters, pictures of stage costumes, pictures of studio track lists, personal snapshots from the band's private photos, and it's really just a rare behind the scenes look, pretty much an all access pass. And we both know that this band, they've always kept their inner circle private. They've always kind of kept behind the scenes stuff private and stuff. And so, like this year, especially with the documentary and this book, they've really opened up that circle and kind of let us, the fans, in. And this book is going to be part of that. And I think this is an essential piece for the diehards. I really do. Um, so with that being said, yesterday's pre-order in the email, it said that only a total of 1,500 books are going to be made as of now. And so yesterday, if they were starting to pre-order you could pre-order the deluxe edition, which is only 350 copies of it. And of course, I got mine. I couldn't pass as soon as I got that email, buddy. I was right there and I got it. I couldn't pass up, and we'll get into that here in a second. But for those that are wondering, I'm going to pull up the page and read off what the deluxe edition includes. Matt, eventually you're going to get to talk on this podcast.
it's all good.
Yeah. Let's see here. Where is it? I gotta find out where the deluxe copies. I think they changed the page actually. Yeah, they did. But that's okay because I have other ways of having. Let me see here. You think I'd be more organized today? All
Yeah,
right,
you're
here we
slacking.
go. Yeah. All right. So the deluxe edition, there's only 350 copies, and it actually sold out this morning. So only 350 people could have pre-ordered this. And so The deluxe copy includes the book is signed and numbered by John Bon Jovi. It's a three-quarter book binding in black vegan leather and denim effect cloth with inset fabric patches, silver page edging, and hand tolling. Handcrafted black clamshell box with a silver heart and dagger. Exact replicas of three Bon Jovi pins and badges, two guitar picks, Have a Nice Day tour pass, and John Bon Jovi's All Access limited pass for the 1984 Runaway Tour, which I'm actually kind of excited about that. An exclusive chrome colored 7-inch vinyl featuring two specially selected recordings that's going to be announced of what songs those are going to be. I'm excited for that. Two more
Yes.
pieces. I think I read some of that. It was going to be like never before heard songs or something like that. If that's the case, it better not fucking be something we've already heard before, like Edge of a Broken Heart, or it's like something that's actually not any you can't listen to any, Um,
I
two
mean, the
more pieces.
Cadillac Man, I guess they could put that out. I mean, we've heard it, but
I would settle. I love that. Two more
yeah.
pieces of replica memorabilia: a Bon Jovi World Tour patch from the 7800 tour and slippery promotional card. A stamped and numbered deluxe print of a portrait of John by acclaimed photographer Mark Seliger, which is the Forever um, album cover. It's 8 by 10, and then so that's the deluxe copy, and it's actually the cost of it was I think in total, and I had a discount. There was a discount, and I think like the total of it after the discount was like 590 or something like that. Because if you sign up on the website, the Genesis, they give you a 10% discount code, and you get like $50 off. So you know, um, as I um, mentioned earlier, I know there were some fans pretty upset about the price online, and I get it. I think it is kind of it is pricey, and I don't think anyone is less of a fan if they can't get it, especially because it's such limited quantity. Um, before I continue, I better let you talk. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, and that's kind of what I was going to say was, there's obviously the deluxe edition, which was pretty expensive, but I'm sure there's going to be the other copies won't be quite as expensive. These were autographed by John Bon Jovi specifically. The other copies, I'm sure, will not be, and probably won't include the vinyl or something else. But you'll be able to get the book if you want just the book cheaper.
Yeah.
And I saw where it was narrated by John himself, so that's going to be kind of cool. So,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
um, yep,
That's a cool feature is that this whole book is narrated by John. I would have hated to be the person that had to count all the words here, but but it advertises 35,000 words,
yep.
264 pages, and 1,300 over 1,300 photos, which I think is awesome. Um, so my perspective of buying it, and I want to hear your perspective too, because I know you didn't get it. And my perspective was me as a collector, I think I had to have it, and I think what I really want out of it was to being able to see all these never before seen photos. And I think as they're celebrating 40 years, I think it's a nice memento, piece of memorabilia to have in the collection, to look back on. Um, and I think a lot of what's on Backstage of Bon Jovi website, I think a lot of that's going to be put on this. I have a feeling.
That's definitely what it appeared to me. It appeared that a lot of
Yeah.
the stuff that was on the Backstage with John Bon Jovi website was just put in print.
Yeah.
The vinyls, obviously, I don't know if that'll be some of what's going to be on the website as well. Um, but I think it's a really, really cool piece. Yeah, I didn't want to spend the money
Yeah.
myself. I'm not a collector.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been really nice to have, and I probably, if you can buy the book by itself for, $200 or something like that, I'll probably wind up buying it. But I'm still in hopes that we're going to see a tour next year, and that's where I want my money to go. So if that's the case, then if not, then I would like to from the I guess postponed it and waited until the days of touring was over and then put it out, and then I would have been
Yeah.
more apt to buy it. So
Yeah. I think it's such a good year to do it though, because You're celebrating 40 years of a band, and just with everything that's on the website and stuff, they put a lot of hard work into the 40-year anniversary, and I can't wait to
For
see
sure.
what they do for 50 years. But yeah, so for me as a collector, I don't want to say as a diehard fan because we're all diehard fans. I know there's a lot of diehards out there that aren't able to get it, and that doesn't make anyone less of a fan. So I want to say purely as a collector, I had to have it. Um, and I'm looking forward to the vinyl and stuff. I do wish, that the Forever photo could have been signed, or more could have been added to it than just replica passes. It's still cool, that's great, but I don't know for the price. I think that I wish they would have just thrown a little more into that price. But as you mentioned earlier, so the deluxe copies are one from 350, 351 to 1500. I've read that they are going to be signed. Don't quote me on that, and
Okay.
it's going to include less than what the deluxe includes. So obviously that means the price will probably be lower. And for people that are listening and wondering, that announcement's supposed to be in January, and so people in January will be able to um, order it. And I think that's when the public announcements. So right now there is no public announcement about that.
Right.
Practically only the diehards really know about it, which is nice because that gives all of us a chance to get it if we want. And so people will be able to get the collector's edition in January, and then all orders ship in June. So we get it in June. Um, and there was something else I was going to say to that. I can't remember. Oh, supply and demand. I think they did it for Def Leppard. Def Leppard initially said they were only going to put out so many copies of their book, and then it sold out so quick. Obviously, you know, they put out more because there's such a demand for it. So with 350 deluxe copies selling out within less than 24 hours, I think the rest of the series will sell out too, and then they'll have to produce
Yeah.
more, you know?
Well, the other thing too, if I read this right, I was trying to find it, but I don't see it. The first 350 copies were actually individually numbered, right? As well.
Yes, yes, correct.
So
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, absolutely. So that's something the rest of us won't be able to say.
yeah. Well, I think I read in the didn't say in the email or the actual page that every book was going to be signed and numbered, not just the deluxe.
I don't know. Maybe you're right. I just assumed that the first 350 copies would be signed.
Yeah,
So I don't know. I didn't probably read through it as much as you did.
yeah. That's okay. I mean, I could be wrong on that too, but at the end of the day, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. Um, I think it's just a great way for them to commemorate 40 years. I'm looking forward to all the photos. I think I'm really excited to see the never before seen photos.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I mean it's a really cool looking piece. I mean I would have been shocked had you not have bought it. So it'd be a nice addition.
yeah. I called my wife right after, and
Right after you bought it.
right out. Yeah, I didn't ask her. I've learned. Yeah, and I called her and I said I love you, and she saw that I had put out the tweet to share the information about the book and blah blah blah. And she goes, I already know you bought it. Don't even ask for permission or anything like that. But the thing, it came on my Bon Jovi fund. They haven't been torn lately, and so I was like, why not? So I got it, and it'll
Heck yeah.
be in my collection room, and obviously I'll probably buy like white gloves and be so careful to do
Yes.
it,
Yeah.
because it's such a
It's a
collector's piece.
it really is. It's a beautiful piece. They did it up quite nicely.
Yeah, as much as I am joking about the white gloves, it's actually a good idea because you don't want the oils on your fingers to get on those pages. So it's actually
Yeah.
as much as I'm making a joke of it, it's actually a pretty good idea. So,
Yeah. Agreed.
but is there anything else you want to say about the book? Any thoughts? Any?
Not really, other than I can't wait to see for the original, I guess the public announcement in January.
Yeah,
See how that goes, but it's a cool piece for sure. I'm like you. I mean, I think this was a good time to do it, putting it out around the 40th anniversary, and it's going to be nice, yeah, for collectors for sure.
absolutely. Anyway, buddy, thank you for coming on and practically just listening to me fanboy over this.
All good.
Yeah,
Anytime.
yeah. When you come out next year, you'll get to see the book though, and yeah, that'll
Yeah,
be
I have to
awesome.
make sure it's after June, right?
Yeah, I'm sure the day that it's shipped here, you'll be up here.
I'll be on my way.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Stay on. I'm gonna end the recording. Thank you again, buddy, for coming on.
Amen.